What's up, Tweener Heads? Welcome back to another Friday Tennis Talk segment. Austin is finally back from his hiatus and actually working in the real world. Welcome back, Austin.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome back, guys. We haven't done this in a really long time. I do apologize for that. There's been a lot going on and a lot of organization behind the scenes, so that way we can bring you the best content when we can. So thank you guys again for tuning in to today's Friday Tennis Talk podcast. How you been, Austin?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Not too bad? What's
My 23rd birthday Monday, next Monday, or this coming Monday.
Congratulations.
Got scolded by my coworkers today.
Really?
It's funny because I said my birthday is next Monday, and they were like, wait, what Monday? And I'm like, this coming Monday. They were confused, apparently, about the lingo that I was using for next week Monday. I don't know.
And on that note, Austin is turning 23, so if you follow him on Twitter, make sure you give him a big birthday hug through the internet.
Through the internet, with an RT.
With an yes. I'm already 23. I turned 24 this year, so you're almost there, buddy. We can almost rent a car by ourselves.
That's scary.
It's terrifying, trust me. But I think the first thing we should jump into is the Indian Wells recap, because holy crap, did we have a tournament.
We did.
Did were you able to watch any of it?
No, because I don't have the tennis channel. It was on ESPN, I think, a little bit.
Yes, it was. Did you watch any of the results?
Yeah, I kept up with it. I know who won and lost and stuff like that. So,
okay. So, we had Djokovic lost to Kohlschreiber.
Yeah, I was kind of happy about that. I'm a big Kohlschreiber guy.
Yeah, you're a big Kohlschreiber guy?
Yeah, because short people unite. He's like 5.
Short people unite! He's not that short.
He's under 5'11".
That's still not short.
The average tennis player is like 6 foot, 6 something.
It's 6. I think it's like 6 foot 6'1". That's
okay. Well, he's still pretty short.
Okay.
Compared to the guys on tour, the top 30. Okay, in the top 30, I don't think there's anyone taller or less tall than him.
I think with that, there's always like two headlines. There's, did Kohlschreiber play really well, or did Djokovic choke?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know what happened.
From what I saw, Kohlschreiber did a really good job. He caught, like, you know how you can catch people on an off day. No, yeah. In tennis, it's like anyone can play anyone on any given day, right? And I think Kohlschreiber just found him on the right day and just powered through it. 4-4 was the final result. Right. And it was the first time second time actually beat Djokovic in his career.
Nice. But
he actually held on to his match points this year, because apparently last year he had 3 and lost every single one. So there's that.
Who did he lose to?
Kohlschreiber?
Yeah.
Who did he lose to? Kohlschreiber lost to Monfils.
Dude, Monfils had a good run.
Monfils had an unreal run, by the way.
Yeah. I always thought he could be really good if I don't know. He's super athletic.
I posted. Do you remember that argument that Bartoli had last year at Wimbledon? How she compared him and Kyrgios together, and how both of them are like so immature that they don't have what it takes to win a title.
Damn, that's harsh.
I think this tournament.
Well, it's more so for Kyrgios.
Yeah, I think so too.
Monfils too, because I don't know. Monfils could be so good if you think about it.
I agree with that, and I think when it comes to like Monfils lost in the quarterfinals because he had to retire against Team, right? They didn't even play.
Right.
But Monfils looked so determined throughout the entire tournament.
Yeah, right.
He beat Meyer in 3. He beat Ramos Vinolas in 2. Kohlschreiber in 2, and then he had to withdraw against Monfils. But do you think like he would?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is at this level, it's all in your head. You know.
That's true. Do you know he won a title this year too? By the way.
Yeah, he did.
He
was it in France?
Yeah, Rotterdam. He beat Wawrinka in the final, beat Medvedev, beat Seppi, beat Goffin. Yeah. Like, he's having a really good year this year.
Yeah.
And then
every other year he'll have a pretty good.
You know he's 32.
Yeah, that's still kind of young.
I mean, he's on the older side of the spectrum, but this begs the question of whether or not dating Elina Svitolina is good for him.
I mean, mean, so far it's been good, I guess.
So far, it's going pretty
Good
well.
for her. It's been good for her too. She made it pretty far.
Yeah, she lost in the semifinals to Andrescu, who won the tournament.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really know much about her other than
She's so talented, dude. She won a WCA 125K at the Oracle Challengers in Newport, California, right?
Oh, you were there, right?
No, I was in Houston
Oh,
last year in November.
okay.
So her winning that tournament, she said it's like winning a Grand Slam for her because it's just that big. You know, she got 1.3 million.
Damn. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you win a WTA.
Yeah, I mean,
You know.
winning that kind of money too at 18, you're kind of like set for traveling for like the next.
Wait, hold up. She's 18.
Yep.
Oh, I thought what?
Yep.
This is Genie Bouchard 2.0.
Nope, that's what people have called her, but better.
Well, we'll see what happens. She's still 18. You know.
I mean,
Look what happened to Genie.
did Jeannie ever win a title of that stature? I don't think she ever did.
No, but she made it to the semis of a Grand Slam.
She's she made the finals of Wimbledon, didn't she?
Yeah, that's right.
Or
right,
semifinals.
I know semifinals for sure. I'm not sure about finals.
Okay. But yeah, I think she could be better than Jeannie in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, she might have, I don't know. I guess she might have the right mindset. I don't know, but I follow Jeannie Instagram. It looks like she's always working out, so I don't.
Yeah, you can.
don't know.
I work out doesn't mean I should be a pro.
No, I mean, like, working, not like, I mean, yeah, she's working out like that, but like working out on her game and stuff like that. Like, she's hitting a lot. It seems
Well,
like.
she's got a good coach. She did well in Auckland. I mean, we'll see how well she does in Miami.
Right.
So
But,
it all depends.
yeah. I don't know, but my dad was texting me about the final with
Theme,
Dominic, with Dummy.
yeah, and Federer.
Dominic and Federer. And he was like, he just said the team played amazing. Like, he just played really, really well.
For those who don't know, Austin, but Austin's dad is one of the top coaches in Wisconsin. So every time there's a good match going on, he'll always text Austin asking him if he's watching.
And I say no, because I don't have...
Tennis Channel. But the fact that, like, I was talking to a couple people about it, but when Federer won the first set, it didn't even look like a final.
Really? What's
Yeah.
up?
Like, it gave off the vibe of, like, just an average, like... Average match, like around a 32, a quarterfinal match, like nothing big. Until, like, teams...
7-5 in the third, so...
Yeah, I know, but, like, team turned it on in the second and started slapping the crap out of the ball and somehow still was able to turn up the heat, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think...
good for him, though. That's his first ATP 1000.
Yeah, it is. It's been a long time coming, and I think a lot of people were surprised that this didn't come on clay.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, Rafa's always there, so...
Well, everyone's with Rafa, you know what I mean?
No, but, like a big tournament...
Yeah.
At the same caliber level of Indian Wells, Rafa's going to be in it, and there's, you know...
But I also think he...
But didn't team beat him at Madrid or Barcelona?
Yeah, he beat him in Madrid.
But then he lost to...
He lost to him in, what was it? It was Monte Carlo or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. One of the clay events.
But speaking of Rafa, I think Rafa's going to retire in the next 2 years.
Next 2 years?
Yeah. Did you see he pulled out of his match against Federer?
Yeah, I saw that. I heard about that.
I think, and his first match back is planned for Monte Carlo.
So he's taking quite the hiatus.
He's taking quite the hiatus. I think he's starting to realize how much he can push. Because this is the first time I think I've seen him, like, play a match and then retire. Like, not even play a match and retire. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is hard to think about.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point, though, what he says about tennis. There's no other sport that plays on the same hardness level of surface that tennis does.
Yeah.
Very true. Very accurate. One of my high school teammates said that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's kind of funny. But yeah, because it's literally like concrete. Yeah, it's concrete, but I mean, there's, I guess, a sand base to it.
Yeah.
It's harder. You know, there's basketball players play on wood. Football's on turf. Baseball's on sand, like basically sand and turf, I guess, grass. The NHL is on ice. That sucks. But you're also wearing lots of pads. But that's a totally different sport, though.
I think.
But as far as like on your joints, though,
Yeah.
the hard court is by far the worst. Even I would even go as far as to say clay, because clay is still pretty hard, and you can
Clay is tough for different reasons because it's like you have to like it's a lot longer points, and you're on your feet for such a long period of time.
Gotta grind.
Yeah, but Rafa put it this way. I posted this quote that he thinks that not any other sport plays as much as we do on many different surfaces, you know?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't really play. It depends what's. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy how he has to.
I mean, you can't really play. You can't really play any other.
There's no other sport that you play on different surface.
Yeah, right. I mean,
that's the problem.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I agree that he it's just hard for him, and he to kind of like put it into like one sentence is Rafa is probably the best athlete to ever play tennis, but also one of the hardest going players on tour. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that also takes a toll on his body.
Yeah, it's taking a toll for everyone. I mean, Djokovic was hurt for a year.
Yeah.
Murray also.
Roger skips out on clay court.
Yeah. And then, who else? Who else was injured for a little bit?
Wawrinka.
Yeah, Wawrinka took a while.
Murray's probably good.
That's the one I was thinking. Murray's hip, yeah.
Yeah, like he
should be back, though. Apparently.
He's not. He had the surgery that the Bryan brother had, but he still thinks possibly that he might retire at Wimbledon.
Yeah, true, yeah. But he said he doesn't feel any pain in his hip.
Anymore?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, hopefully he'll be back.
Hopefully he'll be back for like another year or two.
Yeah.
That would be really nice. I mean...
Yeah. Well,
and...
Anyways.
Yeah, segueing into our next topic of Miami. The Miami Open this year moved a quick, preview of it. Miami moved venues this year from its old location to the Hard Rock Stadium where the Dolphins play.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they built a whole new stadium.
Wow.
Outside of it, so now it's permanently there.
Wow.
They renovated the stadium itself for a tennis court, which actually looks beautiful, by the way. The color looks amazing.
Is it the typical Miami color?
No, it's light blue, dude.
No, really?
It looks great.
Yeah.
It was on my Instagram. You liked the post.
Yeah, I did.
You should pay more attention, dude.
Sorry, you know how I scroll through Instagram. Everyone scrolls through Instagram.
Austin's that automatic double tapper.
Yeah, basically.
But I think it's crazy, just Miami in general, how they have back-to-back Masters 1000 tournaments.
Yeah.
And nothing in between.
Yeah, talk about a break.
I mean, in terms of,
when everyone goes there, literally everyone...
No, it's like back-to-back tournaments for everyone.
Yeah, Novak is there, Zverev, Kevin Anderson.
No, everyone plays it because it's the two biggest tournaments.
Yeah.
If you win it, they call it the Sunshine Double.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
And then, the French Open's coming up soon, too.
French Open's coming up. Clay season's right around the corner.
Right.
Which should be very interesting, to say the least.
Right.
What else is up?
I mean, all those clay events, I guess.
Yeah, the clay events. But going back to Miami, I think when it comes to, who we think's going to win, I think Roger could actually win this one if he stays healthy.
Yeah, Novak is in it.
Novak's in it.
Novak is everyone's kryptonite.
Yeah. Who would you say, who would be your, if you were to do favorite, dark horse, and bust, who would you do?
Bust?
Yeah, let's go biggest bust. Who do you think?
Zverev.
Really?
Dude, he busted out of the Indian Wells pretty quick.
True. These are considered the 5th and 6th slams on tour, and we all know how Zverev does on Grand Slam level tournaments, so.
Yeah, sure, but he did win the ATP finals.
He did.
That's why I was kind of surprised I saw him go out, because he can only win these level.
Yeah, I know, he won Rome, he's won a lot. It's just
Yeah.
when it comes to the bigger level tournaments, he can't, which is crazy to think about. And who do you think would? Oh, by the way, your boy David Ferrer plays Sam Querrey in the first round.
I love David Ferrer. I hope he wins.
I think he's a dark horse.
Although, yeah, he could very well lose.
Yeah, I think he will, but I think he's like a dark horse against Querrey. Like, he can play well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Right, for sure. Right. I don't doubt that. I just don't think he'll win.
Wow, you have so much faith in your boy.
He is short. Okay, as in short, he's like 5'10", probably 5'11".
He's not that short.
Yeah, so he's not that short.
Cole Schreiber's taller.
He's not Diego Schwartzman.
Oh, true. Diego Schwartzman should be good. He's always a dark horse in every tournament, I think.
Yeah, he's been a little injured though. He's been a little banged up lately.
Well, that's okay. He can come back. I think dark horse would probably be Schwartzman. Favorite, Djokovic. Bust, Dimitrov probably. Again.
Maybe, but where's Dimitrov even ranked?
Dimitrov's out of the top 25. Is he? Yeah, he's Dimitrov ranking.
No, he's 24.
In the world?
Yeah.
What? No, he's 29, dude.
Oh, I'm looking at the Miami, like, the seeds.
Yeah, and he's 29. The live ranking, he's 29. But I mean,
But still, yeah.
everyone that someone brought this up earlier that everyone Agassi has worked with, they do poorly.
Are you talking about Novak?
Yeah, like when he worked with Novak, didn't do that well. Dimitrov hasn't really done anything. I mean, I think that would be a bust on my end, at least.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I really like Basilashvili. Yeah, that guy from Georgia. I think he's really good.
He's sick. He's a sick backhand.
I think that would be really good to see him do well.
Yeah.
Do you know Cecchinato's ranked above Fonini?
Yeah, it's because Cecchinato went super far in the French.
And he won a title, I think, this year, I believe.
Well, the thing is, if he loses early in the French, his ranking is going to go down.
That's true. Yeah, I always forget that people have to hold their points. So every time someone wins, they go over. It only surpasses for like a year, and then once they pass that tournament, all those points drop.
Right.
He beat Cecchinato beat Schwartzman in Argentina.
Really?
Yeah, he won that title.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was really mad about that.
Then he
Yeah. Dude, but it's like Chung. Chung is totally dropped out of the.
Well, he's hurt. He just pulled out of the Miami Open.
Okay. Yeah, but he lost all of his points at the Australian Open, just because he lost. I think he lost pretty early.
Yeah, he did.
Pretty who too, but he lost pretty early. So.
No, but that's okay. I mean, he'll definitely be back in my mind, at least.
Yeah, he should.
He's good. Like, he'll always be there.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he was playing so well. He's Australian. Taking out my foe, Novak Djokovic.
My foe, your evil, your arch nemesis.
Yes, because we have played so many times.
Of course. But I think to wrap up this episode, I wanted to bring up the idea of what tennis is going to be like without the big three, big four if you include Murray.
Yeah, it's a lot of who's got the highest chance of dominating. Ooh, I don't know, man.
It's not even of like who's going to dominate next. At least I'm involved in sports media, in the tennis media, at least in this sense, when it comes to promoting the sport and seeing the different sides of the sport. How do you market tennis?
I mean, that's a tough question. You know, it's you mean just in America? You mean, right?
Yeah. Let's go with the United States because in my mind, within the U.S.
Hey, look. If according to Sports Center, the most popular athletes in the world, just based on what people search, Federer and Rafa are in the top 7. So
in the United States or in the world?
In the world.
Okay.
People search his history. That's what according to SportsCenter, that's what they say. So obviously it's popular. It's just not popular in the U.S. That's the thing.
Well, I think when you search those two athletes in the world, though, compared to like the athletes in the United States, it's very different because in the U.S. you have LeBron James, you have everyone else, but then with tennis it's a lot different, you know?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to take... Well, because think about it. Tennis was huge in, like, the 80s when good Americans...
Oh, yeah, when they started winning with McEnroe and Sampras.
Guys.
Yeah.
Well, good American guys were still there.
Yeah.
It was popular. So it's going to take, like, TFO or Isner. Probably more TFO just because he has the American swag.
Yeah, I like him.
So it's going to take someone like that to really bring it back. Because when people talk about... Or at least when you're in the U.S., when... people talk about Serena and tennis, they're like, oh, yes, I love tennis just because of Serena.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take that same kind of thing. So,
but it's definitely going to be different. I think Federer and Nadal and Djokovic.
People couldn't name outside of people who don't know tennis. They couldn't name anyone outside of Djokovic, Federer.
Outside of those four people, you can't name anyone else.
Yeah, you couldn't name anyone else. So,
which is the hardest part to think about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, it'll still be fine globally. Just in the US.
Globally it'll be fine, but United States is going to take someone like Tiafoe with that kind of swag, with that kind of flair, to really push someone or push a market for tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the hardest part, and I think tennis, the Tennis Channel needs to do a better job in my mind. It's so bleh.
I used to watch it when I was younger, but obviously I don't watch it anymore. So
even the coverage and like some of the announcers in my mind are just so. And nothing against them, but I see what they're trying to do, but it's very hard to do relate to other people when it comes to that, you know?
Yeah.
It's just really annoying in my mind how they try to relate, but they don't get through. I think there just needs to be more of a connection between the media and the tennis world or their fans, just to get them to relate to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I have fair points all around. I don't know. I mean, I still think it's going to be fine. Like,
you think it's going to be fine?
Oh, yeah, I do. When you have, like, right now, or at least when you have the big three, that's all you really need at this point. You know,
that's true. Maybe I'm just thinking too far ahead at this point.
Yeah.
But so, at the same time, that's what's looming for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's true. No, I mean, yeah. I feel like all sports have their up and downs as far as popularity goes.
That's true. So. There's never like a sport that's constant.
Soccer.
Yeah. Never mind. I take that back.
The thing is, when you're talking about media, you're always talking about it from a U.S. perspective. When you think about it globally, you know, American sports aren't even close to being the most popular.
Well, that's the problem.
No, also, by going back to the top 7 most popular athletes, there was one person I never heard of, and guess what sport he played?
What?
Cricket. He was an Indian star at cricket.
Well, yeah, you have 1 billion people in India.
Yeah, but that's 1 billion people in India, another billion in China. So I mean, you know, that's.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I agree. No. But
yeah.
So, guys, I really appreciate you guys listening to today's episode of Friday Tennis Talk. If you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to not miss any of the content, and check us out on all our social medias. Austin, you want to shout out a social media of your own?
At Austin_Budiono, Twitter.
Budiono.
Yep.
Budiono.
Budiono.
Make sure to follow that on Twitter. So thank you again, guys. Really appreciate you guys listening to it. Hope to see you next week. Thanks.